Her birthday dinner wasn't supposed to feel like a warning. But the moment I sat down and saw the empty plate in front of me, clean, untouched, intentionally left bare, I felt something shift, a quiet click somewhere in the back of my mind, a hinge opening to a room I didn't know existed. My wife didn't look at me when she said it. "We didn't order for you." Just that. Cold, sharp, delivered between laughter and the slicing of $1,000 steak. Her friends didn't flinch. They leaned into it like they'd been waiting for their cue. Someone poured wine. Someone whispered something about boundaries. And then her sister, with that polished grin she saves for cruelty, leaned across the table. "You should have packed snacks." A few of them laughed. A few pretended not to. I just sat there, hands folded, breath steady, and I smiled. Not because it was funny, not because I was trying to keep the peace. I smiled because, in that moment, something inside me finally stopped pretending. There's a special silence that comes before the truth breaks open, an internal stillness, like the air tightening before a storm. I felt it then, settling over me, sealing every thought with a strange, chilling clarity. When I finally spoke, my voice came out steady. "Good to know." They heard dismissal, but what I meant was, "I see you now. All of you." The unraveling began with a vibration in her purse, a message, a name I didn't recognize, a tone I did. She didn't notice me glance. She didn't notice much about me anymore. I had become furniture, quiet, reliable, barely there. But people forget that furniture listens. Later that night, while she showered, her phone lit up again. I didn't touch it. I didn't need to. A preview showed enough. A heart, a time, a confirmation. And suddenly the empty plate made sense. It wasn't disrespect. It was displacement. I wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. I sat on the edge of the bed, feeling the edges of the betrayal before admitting it fully. Infidelity doesn't announce itself. It seeps, quietly, deliberately, into the cracks of ordinary moments. A missed call, a shift in tone, a birthday dinner where you're no longer counted. I replayed small things. The extra hours at work, the sudden interest in self-care weekends, the way she guarded her phone like it contained a living heart. And beneath all of it, the growing indifference, something sharper than hate, colder than anger, a kind of practiced absence. I waited for denial to rise, but it didn't. Instead, a slow, measured understanding settled inside me. I wasn't losing her. I had already lost her. All that remained was the truth, quiet, patient, waiting to be collected like a debt long overdue. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for people who still hope. I wasn't one of them. Instead, I became observant, calm, methodical, invisible. I checked our phone records, not searching for names, but patterns. The late-night calls spaced perfectly between her supposed meetings. The recurring number listed under a bland company name. The deleted messages that left just enough digital dust to trace. I watched her movements, the way she dressed differently when she said she was going to see her sister, the way she smiled at her phone, not the smile she gave me, but the one she used to practice years ago when she still believed in us. Every piece fit too neatly. People in love get sloppy. People planning replacements get careful. I requested a copy of our shared card statements, quietly, methodically. No raised voices, no suspicions. Just curiosity. Hotel charges, 2 towns over, every other Friday. I kept my face plain when she came home each time, smelling of perfume that wasn't hers. On the outside, I remained the same man she expected, the quiet presence, the convenient shadow. But inside, something colder was growing. Not rage, not pain, precision. I wasn't going to break. I was going to understand. And once I understood, I would choose my moment. The proof arrived in a thin white envelope. Phone logs, hotel timestamps, a printout of messages she thought she'd erased forever. I didn't shake. I didn't sweat. I didn't feel anything except a strange, clinical finality, like acknowledging the ending of a story I'd been forced to keep reading. That evening, she sat at the dining table, scrolling through her phone, smiling faintly, probably at him, probably imagining a future that didn't include me. I placed the envelope in front of her. No words. She looked up, confused, then terrified. Her hands trembled before she even opened it. Pages slid out. Her breath caught. Her face cracked. "I can explain." "I know," I said. Just that. Calm, soft. I wanted her to hear how little emotion remained. She started crying, loud, desperate, unrestrained. The kind of crying people do when they realize the safe version of you is gone forever. I watched her come apart. Quietly, politely, detached. She had broken me slowly. I returned the favor all at once. I didn't yell, didn't argue, didn't demand anything. Instead, I slid a second document across the table, my pre-signed exit. Bank accounts separated, lease transferred, everything organized with surgical precision. She stared at the papers like they were weapons. "You're leaving?" she whispered. I tilted my head. "I left the moment you did." Her breath stuttered. She reached for me, but I leaned back, slowly, deliberately, like recoiling from a heat source I no longer feared. The silence between us became devastating. Not loud, not violent, just final. She begged then, soft at first, then frantic. The kind of panic that comes when someone realizes the person they took for granted no longer belongs to them in any form. I stood. She didn't. I walked through our apartment one last time, not to remember it, but to confirm it held nothing of me anymore. Every room felt foreign. Every object felt misplaced. Even my own reflection looked like someone passing through. Outside, the night was cold enough to feel clean. I didn't look back from the doorway, not once. Some endings require silence. Some require darkness. And some require simply stepping out. As I reached my car, her voice broke through the hallway, cracked, ruined, calling my name as if it still belonged to her. It didn't. I sat behind the wheel, breathing in the quiet, feeling a strange clarity settle where the hurt used to be. She had tried to starve me emotionally. She didn't realize I'd learned to live on emptiness long before she served me that empty plate. The engine started with a low, steady hum. I didn't drive away in anger. I drove away in absolute peace. Because the moment she chose someone else, she stopped being my loss, and I stopped being hers. I was free the second the plate came up empty.